Salerno is a mountainous coast city, like Alfonso Gatto said. A city located in the heart of an extraordinary environmental scenery and is the central point in the middle of the coast of Amalfi, rich in history and typical local villages, and the coast of Cilento, uncontaminated oasis, heart of the natural traditions and extraordinary beauty. These two coasts are different and similar at the same time in their uniqueness. The coast of Amalfi is 30 kilometers long, and from Vietri sul Mare to Positano is a unique scenery of deep blue sea water, bays, rocks, caves and fishermen villages. To reach the place from Salerno, one needs to get to the main road 18, direction Vietri, then the 163 main road. Alternatively, one can get the bus boat from Salerno Tourist Port. Positano is situated in the west side of the coast of Amalfi, defined as the vertical village for the multicolored houses surrounded by the Latari Mountains to border on Ligalli Island, the extraordinary deep blue seabed. Fiordo of Furore, UNESCO Patrimony, has houses along the coast rocks, a tiny sandy beach surrounded by a big valley and fisherman village, unique in its genre, that is a natural place, not just a simple natural park, but a place transformed by time and history, in fact, a real-life museum. The big valley has been declared protected oasis. Amongst the narrow gorge, there are still some species of horns pellegrino and some very rare essence plants. Amalfi, ancient Repubblica Marinara, a fantastic place rich in history and art, and landscape masterpiece. Cilento, in the heart of Salerno, 100 kilometers of coast from the river Sele to Bussento and from Pessum to Sapri. These places can be reached by the bus boats departing from Molo Manfredi. There are spectacular beaches, rocks, caves and olive trees and vegetation. Traveling by train or car, it is possible to see small villages situated in the narrow river valleys and also some important archaeological areas like Pestum, the ruins of Viglia, with the famous Porta Rosa, the historic sites like Certosa of San Lorenzo in Padula, where it is possible to visit a fantastic garden. The uncontaminated nature of the National Park of Cilento e Vallo di Diano, natural protected oasis, patrimony UNESCO, situated in the Tyrrhenian Sea, is dominated by Capo Palinuro, a massive limestone rock with cliffs and caves. The Blue Grotto is one of the most famous for its deep and shiny color. A symbol of the park is the Primula of Palinuro. The Sea Park of Punta Licosa and Punta degli Infreschi have been stated as the sites of the community interest. The rocky deep water rich of fauna make the area particularly interesting. Salerno is the heart of the two coasts, opens the horizons to a particular artistic patrimony. since its origins was a link of cultures like Greeks, Romans, Etruscans, then others in its territory. The Longobards with Arechi II signed glories for the city. Scuola Medica Salernitana is the major pride of the city, such as the Hippocratic herbs, which experimented a new medicine free from the influence of the stars. Walking along the narrow streets of the ancient city, from Palatium Civitatis in Canale Street, passing by the Duomo, churches, museums and noble buildings, going up to the top of the castle, it is therefore possible to reconstruct the historic, geographical, environmental of the city of Salerno. The medieval castle of Arechi dominates the upper part of the ancient city, the top of a triangle defensive map coincides with the mountain Bonedis. In the ancient heart of the city, parallel from the park to the Arechi castle, there is a garden in terraces, Giardini della Minerva, a splendid garden with inestimable value. Matteo Selvatico, a doctor from Salerno who lived between the 13th and 14th century, produced the richest cultivation of plants for medication, that selected and catalogued became the first official pharmacopoeia in Europe. From the Minerva Gardens, one can see the fantastic view of the Lungomare, the park, the historic center, and the hills. The Lungomare in Salerno is one of the most beautiful in Italy. It's 3 kilometers long, rich in palms, trees and gardens. Nearby the theatre Giuseppe Verdi, there is a park, a green area in the west side of the ancient city. During centuries, the park has been enriched with new rare plants, typical Mediterranean plants. Forte La Carnale is a fortress situated in the east side of the city, built in 1563 in order to protect the city from Saracens' attacks. At present, the fortress has been completely rebuilt, transformed into a prestigious meeting point for cultural and artistic events, enchanting place also thanks to a commanding position overlooking the entire city. In the city center, there are arches of the medieval water system. This, and even more, is Salerno, a link position between the coast of Amalfi and the coast of Cilento. Salerno is playing an important role of attraction for culture, history and traditions, for national and international tourism.